Imagine trying to be a great pianist and you never touch the piano. You're probably just reading piano books. It doesn't make sense, right? It's the same way for coding. 2025, we are logged in. Yes, but we need habits, we need systems to be actually logged in. So we don't end up talking about being logged in, and at the end of the day, we have nothing to show for it. So here are 6 habits that I know, that I'm very sure will make you a better developer in 2025. Habit number 1, start developing. Build every day. Let me tell you something. Developers who code consistently are the ones who grow the fastest. So it's not just about watching tutorial videos and accumulating knowledge. It's about actually developing stuff with those knowledge. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to create a groundbreaking app from the start. It is about the discipline to show up and write code and build every single day. Imagine trying to be a great pianist and you never touch the piano. You're probably just reading piano books. It doesn't make sense, right? It's the same way for coding. So even if it's a small project, a to-do app, a calculator, whatever it is this problem of, it is the process of actually solving that problem that builds your confidence. And the good thing about building is that every project you work on teaches you something new. How API works, how to structure your components, how to debug one annoying error. You always learn something new if you are building. So remember, in 2025, one of the ways, major ways actually, to grow as a developer is by building, by actually doing the work of a developer, by developing consistently. What are the practical tips for this habit? Build small focus projects weekly. It could be a calculator, a landing page, a dashboard, a weather app. Build something. Start a 100 days of code challenge. Track your progress publicly. Use GitHub to version control and share your code with the world. Contribute to open source projects and collaborate with experienced developers. Practice coding on competitive programming platforms like LeetCode or HackerRank. Habit number 2, embrace failure and develop the every problem as a solution mentality. Now, this one is very close to my heart, and it's something I had to learn by force. That in software development, failure is not a part of the journey. It is literally the most important part of the journey. Every bug you fix, every error you analyze, every failed deployment teaches you something that coding tutorials would never. I've listened to many accomplished developers speak, read their books, and one thing I've always noticed is that these people, they didn't avoid failure, they embraced it. So next time you see a bug or an error message, chill. Be sure that there is a solution. Take a moment, analyze the problem. What is the problem trying to tell you? Don't treat your failures, your little problems here and there, don't treat them like roadblocks. Treat them like puzzles that need to be solved. So remember the mindsets in software development. Every problem has a solution. So it's not just about fixing the bugs. It's about believing in your ability to figure things out. And yes, you will make mistakes. I have spent days, literal days, on a single bug before realizing that the problem was just one silly thing. So don't fear failure, embrace failure, because that point of failing, that's where the magic happens. So what are the practical tips for this habit? Analyze your error messages thoroughly before searching for help. Before you go and meet ChatGPT, analyze it, understand the problem, understand the issue yourself before you start looking for someone or something to help you. So that you don't go to ChatGPT with one problem and come back with 100 problems. I'm talking from experience. Document every bug you encounter and how you solved it. Use debugging tools, browser developer tools, breakpoints, logs to investigate your issues properly. Read source code. Read documentations to deepen your understanding. Reflect on your failed projects. Go back, go way back, those projects that you abandoned. Go and actually check what happened. Go and reflect on them. Write down the lessons learned. And if you can pick them back up. Habit number 3, have a growth mindset. Embrace learning. Habit number 2, embrace failure. Habit number 3, embrace learning. Embrace everything. Let me ask you this question. When was the last time you learned something new? The best developers are not just coders, they are learners, they are curious. They see every new tool, every new framework, every new concept as an opportunity to learn and not as a burden. I used to be the developer that sees any new thing as a burden. I remember when I had to pick up React, it was such a burden. I thought of it as such a burden, and that's not having a growth mindset. You have to think of it as an opportunity to learn. Technology is changing faster than ever. It's changing so fast that it's making people question career choices. The frameworks we use today might be totally irrelevant in the next 2 years, even in the next 1 year. The one thing that will stay consistent through it all is your ability to learn. So dedicate time to learning. Have that growth mindset. Embrace learning. Make learning an habit. Set aside time, a day, an hour, your weekend. Set aside time for learning. And here's a tiny tip I recently learned. Don't just focus on how things work. Dig deeper into the why. Why does React work the way it does? Why is TypeScript important? Dig deep into the why. Understanding the why will help you learn faster and also help you apply that knowledge in different contexts. So never stop learning, because as long as you're learning, you're growing, and as long as you're growing, you're staying ahead. What are the practical tips for habit number 3? Dedicate an hour daily to learning a new technology or a new language. Take an online course, maybe every quarter of the year. Take a course on Udemy or Coursera. I absolutely love Udemy. Udemy is my guy. Read a technical book every few months. There are so many books, Airbnb, JavaScript, Clean Code. Pick up a book and read. Follow tech blogs or newsletters. I think Free Code Camp has a newsletter or something, or a blog, right? CSS tricks. Engage in developer communities on LinkedIn, on Twitter, or on Reddit. Habit number 4, review your skills regularly. First of all, by yourself. You yourself, be self-aware enough to review your skills regularly and sincerely. Sometimes you get caught up in the day-to-day tasks. You have tasks on Trello or on Jira, and you just want to get that done. So we might get so overwhelmed to the point where we don't have the time to actually reflect. But here's the thing. If you don't know where you are right now, how are you going to know where you're going to? Possible. So yes, review your own skills. Review your skills regularly and review them sincerely. You can start by creating a personal skill inventory. Write down all the technology, all the tools, all the concepts, all the frameworks that you're familiar with. Then rate yourself on each one. Ask yourself, am I a beginner? Am I an intermediate with this tool? Am I an advanced user with this framework? Be honest with yourself. And no, it's not about judging yourself. Don't judge yourself. It's about identifying areas where you need to grow and get better. So you review your skills. It will help you to be able to set actionable goals. For example, if I review my TypeScript skills and I realize that I'm still a beginner with TypeScript, I don't know how to use TypeScript well, then I'm able to set a goal and say, oh, I want to be proficient with TypeScript in the next 3 months. Or I want to learn how to optimize React performance by the end of the year. So your review process helps you to know what to do next, what to learn next. Another tip here is to seek feedback. Review yourself, but also ask other people to review you if you can. Your mentors, your colleagues, your manager can offer insights that even would not catch. Myself and my manager at work, we are always doing feedback, whether consciously or unconsciously. There's always feedback going and coming, and I love it because sometimes my manager will say something and I'll be like, that's true. Yeah, I need to get better with that, right? So get that external feedback and give yourself that self-review as well. Self-awareness is very important. It's one of the most powerful ingredients for growth. So what are the practical tips for this habit? Number 1, make a list of the skills you currently have. Rate them from 1 to 5. Put them on a scale of 1 to 5. Rate yourself. Set quarterly goals to improve on your weaker skills. You can use platforms like LinkedIn Learning to learn specific skills, right? Ask for constructive feedback from your teammates, your mentors, your managers. Your managers are very important because they work with you, you work with them. So hold them and get that feedback from them regularly. And lastly, compare your skill set to the jobs that you are applying, that you are aspiring for. So look at the jobs that you aspire for and compare your skill sets to those job requirements. Habit number 5, collaborate and network. This is one thing that most developers underestimate, because I just want to be in my house, I just want to do my own thing. But we cannot underestimate the power of collaboration and networking. Writing great code is very important, but in the real world, success mostly boils out of how well you work with other people. So in 2025, make it an habit to collaborate more, work on team projects, join an hackathon, peer program, participate in code reviews. And don't stop there. Build your network, attend meetups, join online communities, connect with developers on different platforms, LinkedIn, Twitter. Share your knowledge, which is the same thing I'm doing on my channel, just sharing what I learned, what I know. Share your knowledge, ask questions, and engage in meaningful discussions. Sometimes we think of networking as just a means to the end of getting job opportunities, and that's not just what it is. It's not just about getting a job. It's about surrounding yourself with people who inspire you to be better. So surround yourself with like that, people that write amazing code, build amazing stuff. Look at them, connect with them, collaborate with them, and be inspired by them. And there's one thing that I used to hear a lot. People will say that the relationships you build today could open doors that you didn't even know existed tomorrow. So step out of your me and mine comfort zone and start collaborating, start networking. Practical tips for collaboration and networking: attend local developer meetups, online events, on platforms, peer program with other developers to learn their thought process. Participate in code reviews and learn from other people's feedback. Join online communities. Reach out to developers on LinkedIn and engage with their posts. This is something I'm going to do more personally this year. Habit number 6, automation and efficiency. Finally, let's talk about automation. If there's something you can do to save yourself time and reduce frustration, it is to automate repetitive tasks. If there's something that you can use to make something easy, please use it. Learn automation, automate testing, use scripts to automate routine tasks. Automation makes you a faster and a more efficient developer. You don't want to manually do the same thing over and over again. If it's testing, you don't want to manually run the same test over and over again. Your time is better spent solving problems, creating new features, and innovating. The more you automate, the more you're able to free up space and time for more creative, high-impact work. Remember, efficiency is about working smarter. And in 2025, the best developers won't just be the ones that can write code. They'll be the ones who know how to make their workflow as efficient as possible. So what are the practical tips for this habit? Use CI/CD tools. Automate testing with tools like Jest, like Cypress. Write scripts to automate repetitive tasks like file handling or data processing. Use productive tools like task managers. We have Trello, we have Notion, we have Jira. And use extensions in your code editors. I have a video on some very cool VS Code extension that can improve your productivity, automate things while you're working. So use those stuff. And that's about that for this video. 6 habits that would help you to become a better developer in 2025. I hope you found something helpful in this video. If you did, please like, don't forget to comment, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to turn on notification for more tech and coding content from this channel. I'm looking forward to how much progress we are going to make in 2025 rather. I'm rooting for you, I'm rooting for myself, I'm rooting for all of us. See you at the top and happy coding.